Ladies and gentlemen, meet the least expensive BMW that you can purchase in America, the BMW X1. Isn't that right, Nathan?
No, that's actually wrong. This one, check this out, costs over $48,000. That's with the X1 35i with xDrive.
I thought they were like 30,000 and change.
That's with the 4-cylinder and rear drive.
Coming up next on the Fast Lane Car. Now, if this engine looks familiar to you, it's because BMW uses it in a lot of different cars, including the 3 Series. It's BMW's twin power, inline 6, twin scroll, 1 turbo, 2 scrolls, that puts out 300 horsepower and 300 pound-feet of torque, feeds all 4 wheels through BMW's xDrive. Now, it is paired to a 6-speed automatic transmission that I think Nathan wants to point out because it is unique.
I love BMW interiors. Specifically because the seats always seem to be perfect for a big fat guy like me. But this particular one, if you're used to the 3 Series, this feels like you're at home. It's a little smaller, but for the most part, that's what it is. And it's well laid out and, of course, high quality materials. There are a couple interesting things, though. For one, the transmission. You may notice it's not exactly that weird flappy thing that they've got that you gotta go push up and push up and push up and, well, quite frankly, push buttons when you don't want to. This is a proper automatic transmission. Hallelujah! Here's another thing, though. This cup holder kind of looks like it was added on as a afterthought. Looks like it belongs in a Mini, not in this car. But other than that, this is a fantastic interior and, once again, cozy seats for big, big Nathan.
Nathan, are you saying we're fat?
No, I'm saying I'm fat. You're big boned.
Thank you. Now, while the front may be comfortable for 2 large men, the rear, not so much. What do you think, Nathan?
I think you have grasshopper legs. And the other thing is that I'm sitting behind myself, so if I'm spread eagle, and if I'm not wearing short shorts, everything's cool. The thing is that there is pretty good headroom. You gotta admit to that.
Yeah, good headroom.
And once again, at least the cushion is nice. Good for the pushing.
And I can put my toes under the front seat, which is also helpful. If you've got a pair of kids that aren't, 18 years old, this is usable. If you've got some friends and you want to take them on a road trip,
make sure they're really short.
I call shotgun. All right, Nathan, do you fit?
Oh yeah. There's enough room for me to curl up back here. And there's enough room for a stroller, which I think a lot of people out there would be interested in because I think the demographic is young family for 1 kid. Here's the thing. I think it looks great from the inside. I don't know if I mentioned that red interior and how good it looks, but to me, it's fantastic. Back here, well, the only issue I have is that this little thing here, the carpeting and all that other stuff, I don't know, just kind of seems out of place. I think it should have a retracting thing, but that's the way it goes.
Nathan, for $48,000, you can get a 3 Series, you can get an X3, and of course the question a lot of people are asking themselves is, why?
There's a very good reason for that, and it's called premium small cars. Americans are only now getting used to it with Minis and some other small cars that are a little pricey. This thing is packed with BMW stuff. Big fat 6-cylinder engine, 300 horsepower, all-wheel drive, 6-speed automatic transmission. All this stuff, plus it's a BMW, so you are paying a premium. What you're basically getting, I think, is a miniaturized 3 Series wagon in a X1 sized package.
Nathan, this is not a very tall car, as you can tell. Basically, a good way to look at this is it's BMW's last generation 3 Series with a tailgate.
Well, it's a little bit more than that. I mean, what they did is they wanted to make it look like a baby X3, which is a baby X5, so this is a baby. The thing is that it does have a tailgate, but if you look how the slant is back here, not a lot of space, a little bit of space. I think it might make a good ski car, but in terms of its overall look, Don't the wheels look a little anemic?
They do look a little small, and the ground clearance is a lot small. So dirt road, yes. Snow, if there's not a lot of it, yes. Off-road,
Not so much.
not so much.
Yeah, we're not going to take it off-road. Oh, actually, I asked and he said no.
Now, Nathan and I have been kind of scratching our heads trying to figure out what this competes with. And Nathan thought it competes with...
Well, the Audi A3 to a degree.
And I think it competes directly with the Countryman All-4, but of course that's also owned by BMW, so, well, maybe it doesn't compete. In Europe, of course, it does compete with cars that we don't get. But it's a good-looking car, Nathan.
Yeah, it's handsome. I actually really like the front end, and I think altogether as a whole package, good looking.
All right, enough talk. Let's go drive it.
Yeah! Well, folks, as Roman's setting up, I know for a fact that this car is capable of the high sixes easily. And it's just me this time because, well, we don't have an extra cameraman today. So, we're going to do 0 to 60. High altitude, but it shouldn't make too much of a difference. Let's just see if I manage not to screw it up. Here we go! This thing is really nice off the line. Smooth! Well! Damn! See, this is the thing. Big fat engine, little car. It's the same thing that works in muscle cars. The reason I'm saying that? 0 to 60 in 6.1 seconds. And if I'm right, I believe I am, that's not too far off from what BMW estimates. So, despite the fact that I'm twice the size of an average test car driver, I managed to get this puppy to go to 0 to 60 in 6.10, baby. I like driving this car. It's a lot of fun. I mean, okay, I'm sure that the standard 4-cylinder engine that comes with this car, which is also twin power, is fine. But 300 horsepower, 300 pound-feet of torque in this tiny car? Yes, very, very cool. It feels like it's got an overgrowth of power. And in terms of going around corners, well, it's typical BMW, so you get a good feel for what's going on in the seat of your pants. Steering feel, decent. But most importantly, it goes exactly where I pointed, like a scalpel.
All right, Nathan, fun car, very fun to drive. Question is, would you buy it, lease it, rent it, or forget it?
If you take the price and push it off to the side, I'd say buy it because it is crazy powerful for such a small car.
You know, I'm gonna give it a lease it, and there's a reason for that. For $48,000, I could get a Mustang GT, I could get a WRX or an STI, and perhaps more importantly, I can get a Volvo XC60, which is also turbocharged, which is better off-road, has more room, is just as safe, may not be as fun to drive, but it's certainly much more practical.
Okay, but I still stick with the fact that this is fun as hell, and it is powerful, and it's got big, fat, hairy, you know what I want to say.
Tires?
Cojones!
As always, this is Roman.
And Nathan.
Remember, subscribe for a new car video
Every day.
See you next time.